What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the podcast. My name is Zeke.
And I'm Gabe.
And we're just two dudes from church. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning into the podcast. Thank you to all of our faithful viewers. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you do me a favor, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you like what you see, any one of our videos, and if you feel like it would inspire someone, share it with a friend, family members. We are all social media. We got a link in the description. We also have the link to our official merch, so check us out. So we want to make this episode a little short today. It's going to be a little bit more
laid back,
a little bit more grounded today. We've had a long week, and and sometimes in the brainstorming of all of this, we say, you know what, let's do something short. Let's do something a little bit grounded. We want to kind of share with you guys what we've been up to. Maybe talk a little bit about ourselves, like we don't already talk about ourselves, but aside from the testimonies and what we do on a day-to-day basis, you've seen us, for those of you guys that don't personally know us, you probably just seen us on the podcast, but it's much more than the podcast. So I just swing it over to you, Gabe. What you been up to lately? What's going on with Gabe outside of the podcast? Like, what you been up to, man? I know being a father of two little ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's been
a lot of work.
It's been busy. Been moving, learning to schedule things properly. I think that's been the hardest thing. For those that don't know, I recently got a new job opportunity, so getting accustomed to
it's all new, man.
Getting to go into work now, and had the privilege of working from home, so it's a lot going on, and our family dynamics. Once we get in a role, we're in a role, and then we have to figure out another way to go.
It's all about adjusting.
Yeah, so it's been very busy last probably 2 months or so. But I mean, nothing impossible, nothing crazy. There's really not much that, I know people look at us and they watch us and they're like, what do you guys else, what else, what are other hobbies that you guys do and stuff like this? I mean, at least for me, I'm a pretty chill guy. I'm pretty normal. I enjoy my sports. I love me some sports. If you don't notice yet.
Now, we talking playing sports or watching sports?
Both. And if you haven't known yet, big New York guy over here. Oh, yeah. Right?
Well, if you haven't noticed, all of our thumbnails with the Yankee hat,
New York.
You're giant.
But, no, I mean, I try, it's one thing I've learned. I try to stay busy, because when we're not busy and we're not doing much, things can happen. We can fall off, and that's when things can happen. So I try to stay busy. I try to keep my family busy, my kids busy. So it is baseball season now. So I have my oldest playing baseball. So there's a lot of games, a lot of practices, a lot of running after. As soon as I get out of work, getting home.
You yourself, you're playing.
And then I play on Sundays still. Trying to stay active a little bit as much as I can.
That's a good way to stay active.
That's and I appreciate, and that's one thing that I appreciate about my wife. She does always allow me to have my time, and she knows that I'm in a different space when I'm on the diamond, and it's something that I love to do, and I love to play still. So I have some old friends that I played baseball with in high school that. We're in the league, a 21-year-old league, and it's fun. It's cool. Get away for a little bit, get to, forget about forget about the stresses of life sometimes, because life can be not so fair all the time. But it's good to decompress, and it's good to just have that time away. And even Sundays, we'll have if I have a doubleheader or something like the kids, she'll come, because we travel all over pretty much South Jersey, depending where we're at. So it could be 30-minute drive, 40-minute drive sometimes, or we're more local. The kids get to see me play, they get to have fun in the park and stuff like that. So something that I enjoy doing, and if I have not said it enough, I enjoy spending time with my family, with my wife, with my kids. It's one of the joys we have that, it's hard work sometimes, it's a lot of lack of sleep sometimes, that's a lot of coffee sometimes.
and I feel like in our age, it like life kind of slows down, but it speeds up.
Nah.
Because it's kind of like you're a little bit more laid back. You're like, okay, you might play a game of baseball, but then be like, hey, you want to play another round? You're like, gotta work.
No, the crazy part is like, because I think I'm still young sometimes. Like I caught myself this last Sunday, and I'm over here trying to steal bases like I'm still 21 years old.
You're definitely gonna feel.
And as soon as I got home, I regretted ever trying to do that. And I think, again, that's just our body doing things that I guess they were so accustomed to doing at one point. And we have to, like you said, we understand as life goes on, things change.
It slows down a little bit, but at the same time, it's quick because it almost seems like you wake up on a Monday morning and it feels like everything between Monday and Friday just like went like that. And you're like, where'd the week go? Where'd the month go? It's like, I feel like now, like everything is like so just like very quick. It's super quick. So I guess for me, I do a lot of driving. Okay.
You do.
I do a lot of driving. I'm in and out of Philadelphia.
You do.
And this, like, bro, I think we both had like very crazy past month.
Yeah,
it's been.
You've been moving. You've been moving too.
I've been moving around about between ministry. If you're not familiar, I volunteer at ministry called the Table Ministry, where we essentially give out food to the homeless, but it's much more than that. You know, prayer and all of that, and the ministry is growing now. So I just recently went to a. I was telling you, like a little conference about we kind of want to expand out and do a celebrate recovery, because in the city of Philadelphia there's a lot of drug and alcohol. This just run rampant. Mm-hmm. So the Heavenly Father has given us a building, but we want to start this. So we went to this conference or whatever, and it dealt a lot with leadership. So I took a whole bunch of notes, and then aside from that, my brother just it's a month now.
Yeah.
My brother had baby Samantha.
Shout
out to baby Samantha. And I've been over there quite frequently. It's contagious. I know when your babies were little, it's kind of like
it's the uncle.
It's very like, but the uncle, it's like oh my God.
I get jealous sometimes at the whole uncle aunt thing, because like you can come, make a mess, make him all hype, and then you go home. And then I gotta deal with it.
No, but listen, like it's incredible. Like it's one of those things where you really can't explain, and you try. I told people at my job, I'm like, I went to see my niece, and just like it's just like staring at her and just like looking at her. It's just like she's so beautiful. Like she was like, it was weird because like I was holding her, and like for some time, and then when I gave her up, I still felt like warm, like her warmth. And I was just like, can I hold her back again?
Question, were you afraid to hold her the first time?
No. I was very I was very anxious to hold her. Okay. I love babies. It's just something about like I said, it's something that I can't explain. It's just like, and especially it's like I saw the happiness in my brother's face and his wife, and it's just like, this is so awesome. And then seeing the reactions of my parents, and everyone.
That's right. They were around.
So just getting accustomed to that. But yeah, it's been a very busy month. A lot of driving. I didn't think that when I was younger I would like. I thought I'm like, I drive to work, do this, do that, but like just a lot of driving.
It's a lot of driving. It's been. But it's been productive, busy. I think for both of us. I think because even now it's like I have to schedule out every single week now. Like me and my wife now we have our calendar on our phones, and we make sure we share everything. Like, hey, this is going. So like we don't overbook each other, or Because sometimes what I'll do is I'll put something in, forget to change it to the family one, so I can see it. She has no idea.
Oh.
And exactly what I'm saying. So that we kind of like schedule, especially with bass, when I was like, oh, we practice this day. I have to be in church doing something, or I have this and this and this. So we make sure that we're not, you know.
And you know what's crazy? Like this whole scheduling thing. Sometimes I'll schedule things out. Like, okay, this weekend, I'm not gonna book anything on this weekend. But then you start to think, like, when we were younger, like we really never, like you trying to play ball.
You asked me about scheduling, bro. Like
when I'm like never. Whenever, dude. Like, oh, yo, it's gonna be nice on Thursday. Like, let's go play basketball. It's like now, we're grown ups.
It's a different stage. I think it's a different stage in life, and it's not a bad stage. And I think it's good. And I think, like I said, it's good to learn how to balance and not overwork yourself. Because even this, even I know you guys see the final product of what this podcast is and what it has become, but even the preparation of it, even us getting our schedules linked up sometimes can be a little rough. And a lot of texts will say, hey, we got to reschedule. Hey, we got to do it later. Hey, we got to do it early. We got to switch the day. Like, because we have lives, we're not just sitting here twiddling our thumbs. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we're doing stuff and we're moving. And especially not even just in our family lives, like you said, in ministry as well. I know you work hand in hand a lot in the street ministry and stuff like that. And, I'm a music director and I'm very, involved in our church as well. So it's like trying to always, find that balance, that it's just not full ministry. And then, you also get that quality time with your family, with your loved ones.
It's a lot.
Because, in our shoes, we've seen that, I think, from a young age with our parents, being pastors' kids and trying to always, at least with my dad, trying to always find that balance. Because, with his father, my grandfather, it wasn't always kind of like that. It was way more church, and
that's it.
And even with my kids now, it's like I want to always have that balance to be like, there's a time, because the Bible says it. There's a time for everything.
That's crazy, because I was literally just reading that before we started the podcast. I was reading that. I was like, there's a time for this, time for that.
There's a time for everything. So it's like you want to have that good balance in life, and even being able to come and just have talks and just share our testimonies or share a positive word. It can sometimes either I'm having my coffee because I'm tired, I'm drained, but we make that effort because this is more than, just a hobby at this point. I think, when our Heavenly Father gives us something, He sustains us. Yeah. He gives us strength to do it. And I think to this point, He's done that. My prayer is that it continues on, and this isn't the stop. This isn't the end. We're going to keep this going as long as we can. But, one thing that if we want to, peel the curtain a little bit more is like, for you at least, I know in ministry, you have that heart for the street. You have that heart for helping those in need, which is fantastic. We all need that heart. We all should have that heart, especially, as believers, we want to be able to assist and help. What is something, how do I word this right? Oh, it was my stomach. I'm hungry. How do I'm see now I don't know how to word it properly now.
Say it.
No, it's because like, how do you, because I know right now, people think when you say street ministry, it's just like, hey, I'm going for, like, I know that we've had talks of the preparation it takes before even going out there.
Yeah.
So how do you, like I said, because I know, because of your job, because of, things, you're traveling, you're on the road. How do you manage everything out of this that people see here, right? Is there moments where you feel burned out? There are moments that you feel like...
Well, I feel like, I don't want to say burned out, because I feel like the ministry, it's a team, so it's a collective effort. So like I haven't been there in a couple of weeks because just in between traveling or whatever, but there's always that like stable group that, you know, like we'll have a team or you know, 2 or 3 people, or maybe even just one person making food, just organizing everything, make sure we have all the supplies. As far as like my wife and I, we understand that, you know, and we use this a lot, like our like slogan, it's more than food, right? we provide a food, but it's like when the Messiah talks about making fishers of men. You know, if you think about the analogy of fishing, you need some type of bait. So it's to say that we prep the food and we prep a safe area for the people in the streets, but we have a preparation also like spiritually. So my wife and I, we understand like we're going into a hot territory. Like there's people, you know, it's sad to say, but sometimes you gotta be careful where you walk. Yeah. Because you can step on a needle. So what my wife and I like to do is before we leave, we'll anoint ourselves. We say, Father, you know, we understand in the spiritual realm, this is a battleground. You know, like it's not a good area, but we pray and we ask the Heavenly Father that when we're there, that He takes over that corner that we're in, and we ask that His Spirit may be felt, His love may be felt, that whoever comes through that table, that their lives may be changed. Now, I can be here all day telling you about testimonies, but when you pray for certain things and they happen, especially in an area like that where I would pray like, Yahweh, I want this to be, I declare this your territory. Like regardless of what's going around, like from where we start to where we end, I want this to be your territory. And I remember this gentleman that came to our table, I think he was a veteran, and he ate, and he kind of grabbed his food and went off to a corner and was eating his food. And when he was done, he threw his stuff away and he just stood there. And I went up to him like, hey, sir, would you like to maybe grab some more food? And he was like, no, I just want to stand here because I feel peace. I feel peace here. Like I was having a rough morning, and I don't know what his I don't know what his living condition was. I don't know if he's in addiction, but according to him, he was having a rough morning, and he said, I want to just stand here because I feel at peace. I feel peaceful. And it wasn't like anybody was talking to him. Yeah. It wasn't like anybody was, it was just by himself in a corner. Well, I said, wow, that's awesome. I'm like, well, if you need someone to talk to, if you need prayer, if you need, like, listen, the food is the food. We're here every Saturday. If you want to come by just to talk to someone, maybe I can, it can be more of a therapy session sometimes. But, I always tell our friends, we call them our friends. We don't call them homeless or drug addicts. We like to call them our friends. But, in the preparation of that, I feel like it's a team effort. We're there, we're like the post office, rain, shine. We'll be out there in our rain jackets, whatever, pouring out, raining. The only times we won't go out there is, of course, if it's code blue, which means this is way too cold to be out there. That's the only time. And even with that, sometimes it's like, well, we can give up food in our cars. It's like, no, we ain't gonna stop. But I feel like it's and the ministry is growing, which glory be to Yahweh. It's growing. There's a lot of plans in the mix. We can see His hand being moved in like an incredible way, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And I encourage everybody who's watching, if you can get involved somehow in the community in some way, shape, or form, you might not be in Philly or in Camden, wherever, do the research, or maybe you want to start something there. I encourage you guys, like, it's so awesome, the ministry of the streets. Some people may find it, a little like scary. Mm-hmm. I always say it's not for everyone. I always encourage people to come. And there's people that gone to the table and I absolutely loved it. And there's people that come and they'll come to one time and they go, Yeah, it was good, but I'll pray for you guys. I'll pray for you guys, but that's fine because we have the cooks, we have the people that pray, we have preppers, we have everything, but we have an army of people praying, and we can never have enough people out there to pray. Pray for the ministry, pray for all ministries. Even the ministry of the podcast. We appreciate everybody who watches and presents us in their prayers. So yeah, man, that's pretty much.
And that's always good things. Like I know, like outside of this, we try to keep busy. So what are some things, like we talked about me? What are some things you enjoy doing to decompress sometimes, that you find your peace or you find tranquility? I mean, I know a couple of things you like to do, but
I'll be honest with you. Like sometimes, and I don't know if it's like our age thing, but sometimes, like if I have a stressful day and I need to decompress, I'll just sit on the couch with my wife, put on a movie, and just like snack. Not even eat, like just snack. Just snack. You know what I'm talking about. You know where I'm going with this.
You go and put PlayStation on, and then.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I like to indulge in gaming, Call of Duty. Yeah. But I'll be honest.
I'm not good at that game at all.
Listen, I'll be honest with you, and Heavenly Father is my witness. I haven't picked up the controller in a while. Which is good. I mean, for me, because sometimes you get caught up in it, and I found myself playing it like way too often, and that's the thing. Like if I get too attached to something, then I'm like, okay, all right, I'm spending.
That's my thing. I have spurts. Like I ask my wife, I won't play for like a year, and then I play it again, and then I'm like playing nonstop.
Yeah, and then it becomes once it becomes a problem, it's like, all right, I'm gonna put the control down, and my wife, she can come on here and like, he hasn't played in a while. Yeah. And I get tempted sometimes, and it's like, I'm gonna turn it on, and then I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna. I'll watch a movie, and that I guess goes with what you were saying about the church, quality time with your family. Like I'll just have quality time with my wife. Like, babe, let's sit down, put on a movie. We'll put some pizza rolls in the air fryer. You know where I'm going with this. Just snack and just sit there and enjoy a nice movie. Even though to be honest, you put on a movie nowadays and you might make it through 40 minutes and your head starts popping like, yo.
Who falls asleep first, you or your wife?
My wife. If it's a good movie, if it's a good movie, I'm up. I'm watching them. I'm locked in. But yeah,
it's the same, dude. My wife is the first one to go sleep.
Usually she's the one to like, if she doesn't like completely go out, she'll just tell me like, okay.
See, and then for us, you see how so peaceful in your household, and in my house, it's dance party. It's dance party time. It's music. It's music playing at all times. It's something happening. It's my son, shaking his hips, or we'll just, sometimes. And again, it's like sometimes we're tired as parents, and it's like, you know what, they're only going to be this young one time, so it's like, so I'm over here jumping. I shouldn't be jumping. I'll be finished playing with them.
I'm gonna regret this.
Or doing this. And it happened today. I was outside and we're playing. I come in and I'm like,
what time is it?
I was like, it's hot. Are you hot? I was like, it's hot. But again, those are moments that I won't ever give up for anything.
Your kid will remember.
Yeah, I mean, in the simplest things, in the simplest forms, right? For me, it made a difference. It's showing them that, yeah, daddy might be tired, or he came from work, but I'm always gonna make the effort, or make the time to be there for the games, to be there for this. I'll move things around, and again, that comes with what's important in your life and what's important. And for us, I know the conversations we have, we're big family people. We both have big families. We've been raised on family, so I know that's something that we have in common as well, as we cherish those moments with our families, with our loved ones. I know when you and your brothers get together, it's a trip.
There's not a dull moment. There's not a dull moment.
Oh, I miss those days. Those are some fun nights we had.
No responsibilities, just all jokes, all fun and games.
And for those, think about it. For those that knew me, I used to drive like a 92 Toyota Corolla. Remember that white one?
Yes.
And I'm talking about those that don't know his brothers. They're way bigger than he is.
They're way bigger.
They're taller, and they got longer legs. And we're talking about grown men in my 92 Toyota Corolla.
How many did we fit? What's the record? Like 8?
We had 1, 2, 3, 4. Including me?
Probably like 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We probably did like 7 because I think we did lappies and that's what's like go play basketball. We just be like,
thighs.
yeah, we're just like we're like, hey, you want to play ball? Oh yeah, we got nothing to do. Okay, cool. Right, those were great summer nights we used to have. You know, and like you said, laughter was always involved.
That was key.
Sleepovers, everything. So it was always a fun time, and I think that's good in our lives. We need that. I know, you know, life can be serious. Life can be unfair sometimes, but we have to get that lighter side of life as well, because we have to enjoy life. Life also has good moments. It also has a lot of happy moments. So cherish those moments together and make those moments for you and your family or your life or whatever, and find things that, like we talked about, just it's going to help you decompress sometimes from certain situations. Like it's good sometimes, you know, for at least for me and my wife, we find that, you know, she has her time when she wants to go do her nails and her feet, and she gets that time away from everything, and I can go play baseball or golf or do whatever. It's healthy as well, because like you said, our minds and our bodies, we just need that break, and then
decompress.
Yeah, so it's good to always find those hobbies and find. I know you also like to draw.
Yes.
I know you're big on drawing too.
Drawing, that always helps. But that again, I can start it, and
I can imagine you can just put earphones on, and just go.
But that's another thing. I get too caught up in it, and then my wife's got to like, babe, it's like midnight.
She's like, hello.
It's midnight. You've been drawing for 4 hours. But I lately, and I don't know if it's because as we get older, we change and we like new things, and what we didn't like before, now we like. I find it so comforting and so decompressing. I'll come home and
it's where I think it is good.
I don't know where you're going with it. I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
I'll sometimes I could be at work or whatever, and I find like a recipe, right? And I'll shoot it over. I don't know where you were going.
I'll let you know where I was going.
I was I'll shoot it over to my wife. It's like, hey, you want to make this tonight? It can be something simple or whatever. And she's like, yeah. I'll pick her up. We'll go to the store. We'll buy the stuff, and we'll come here. We'll lay everything out, and we just cook. We turn on the Alexa. We'll put on some music and just cook. And you might think, like, oh, well, you got to cut things and put everything together. You got to cook it up. But for me, I find it like so relaxing. And then you sit there. You have a nice meal with your wife. I find that so relaxing.
See, I was going this way. You went this way.
I don't know where you were going.
Well, I was going that you can tell that we're growing up because you find joy in planting now.
Oh, yeah.
Gardening.
And Okay, I have to say now, I was a little down. I'm not going to lie. Because we're getting over the whole winter here. Getting into spring or whatever. But all my plants that were indoors kind of like willowed away because of the heat and then the cold outside. So I just put my olive tree. I have an olive tree that I'm very proud of. I put out in the patio. It's been beautiful the last couple of days, and there's like 3 branches where they're just starting to sprout, like a whole bunch. So it's starting to sprout again, and I'm just like the proudest.
Yeah, and he's not even trying to act right now. Like he'll legit text me and be like, yo, look.
Send him pictures like, bro, we're back in the game. Yeah. We're back in the game. I'm going to have olives in September.
And hey, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. Like for me, this might sound weird, but I mean, it is what it is. I enjoy a great smelling candle now.
Oh, I like candles.
For some reason, I can go to the store and just smell candles. I'm like, that was a good one. And I tell my wife, she's like, you like it? I was like, yes. That's the one.
I'm getting that one.
Right? And there was a point, especially when we didn't have kids, it was just us. Like, you found a candle like everywhere in our house. Now we have to be a little more careful, but because my sons will climb. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, just find things that enjoy, that bring you peace, no matter what it is. It's just that calms you, or it just makes it easier for us sometimes, because that's all we really need.
Bro, I I started the episode by saying this was going to be a short episode, and it wasn't a short episode.
That's what happens.
So forgive us. But we get caught up.
In.
We get caught up, you know, and we just wanted to share with you guys like a little bit about what we've been up to. You know, there's a lot that goes on behind the camera, and sometimes we were like, Gabe, you know what we should do? Just decompress. Let's talk a little bit about what we've been going through. You know, let's share some tips. You know, about, you know, sometimes we just have to stop, decompress. So, you know, if you guys are watching this, you know, if you made it this long to this video, just like that's a lie. Thank you, first of all. But yeah, you know, maybe sometime this week, find something that, you know, soothes you, decompress a little bit. Sometimes we get caught up in lives. You know, whether you're married, you got kids, you're single, whatever it may be. Take a day, pamper yourself, you know, enjoy the day. The weather's beautiful.
Yeah, it's getting nice.
Listen, find something that you like to do and do it. That being said, guys, thank you once again for watching this video. Hit that like button, subscribe, share. Check us out on social media. Check out our merch, guys. We got merch. And again, we love you guys. Continue to pray for the podcast. We're praying for you guys. And like I said before, my name is Zeke.
And I'm Gabe.
And we're just two dudes from church. That's why I brought it up. Like, I just noticed it. I said it's going to be for episode